This is the AI of stick figure animation. So this simple stick figure animation cost me about 2,500 plus followers on Instagram. And the crazy part is it looks complex, but it is really very simple. So after posting it, majority keep asking me how I made the animation. So in this video, I'm going to break it down step by step. So from character creation to the environment and to the final motion. So the first thing is yeah. So if you are seeing me for the first time, my name is Olayemi AF, and over 500,000 people think I'm useful. Let's get to it. So the first thing I did was to create a stick figure character. I used ChatGPT with simple prompts. So the first prompt you want to use is create a stick figure. Then you want to move further to add some visual property like add a yellow shirt, then add a black shirt. Then I added some personality. So I added a red beanie cap. Just simple prompts, nothing too complex. Then layered, just step by step. ChatGPT is almost like you are chatting. So step by step, just chat. Don't overthink it. Simplicity is what makes the style work. So the step 2 is to create the room. Next, I created an environment. I want the bed on one side and I want a workstation on the other side. So I told ChatGPT to create a simple room in a vector style with a bed on one side and a workstation on the other side. And I got this result from ChatGPT. Then I cleaned it up in Nano Banana. So open Fitpic, select Nano Banana, upload your image and paste this prompt. Same image, cleaner, smoother, vector style finish. And you have this result. So now I have my room, then I have the character. So the first frame we are going to create is to put the character in the room. Take your stick figure, place it inside the room. This becomes your first frame. So everything else will build from there. So let me give you a cheat code about this thing. If you want to create an animation and you don't know what short frames you need, just go to ChatGPT and drop your idea and let it turn it to a short list that you can follow. So now let's go to Fitpic and select Nano Banana as our image model. Then you insert the character, the room and the stick figure. This is to allow consistency in whatever you are creating. For the other things, these are the prompts I used. So you can copy it. I'm going to put them in the caption, but I created these things from the prompts. So now let's talk about the motion part, because this is where everything really comes alive. So for this, I will use two main methods, the start to end frame and the start frame only. The first one is start to end frame. So this method is one of the easiest ways to get controlled motion. So what we are doing here is giving AI two clear points where the scene is going to start and where the scene is going to end. Instead of asking AI to invent everything from scratch, we are basically getting it with a beginning and an ending. So this works well if you want smooth transition, lighting control, simple action changes. The first example we are going to do is a morning to night transition. So go to your video generator and select link 3.0. So we are going to upload our start frame as the morning picture that we generated. Then we are going to upload our end frame as the night. So AI is going to fill the transition from the start frame to the end frame. Paste your prompt and it generates. Your prompt is telling AI what to do in between the frames. And your result should look like this. Another start to end frame example you can also do is from one action to another, where the character is sitting upright and when the character is on the bed. So you can insert your start frame and also your end frame. Paste your prompt and your result should look like this. And that's it for start to end frame. So for the second method I used is the start frame only. And you use this when you want to cut into a new different scene. You want to give AI more freedom to do whatever it likes with the ending. So here you provide the starting frame and you describe the action that you want. So this works well for dramatic movement, more playful scene. So example of this is uploading the start frame here and pasting this prompt. So this method is good when you have starting frame, but you want AI to do the motion. You want to give AI more freedom. So after creating all this motion, the next step is to move them into your editing clips. So this is where I bring the separate motion shots together and build a final sequence. So at this stage, I'm arranging the scenes from typing to phone checking, then jump to the bed scene, and sleeping scene, then morning transition, then wake up scene. Inside the editing tool, I can line up clips properly, trim them, control the pacing, and make sure the full animation flows like one complete story. So this is also where you can add your sound effects, background music, overlays, zoom, and any final polish that you want. So even though AI helps generate the scenes and motion, the editing stage is still what ties everything together. That is where the final video gets its rating. So the whole process is really about keeping things simple. So from create the character, create the environment, build the keyframe, generate the motion, and then bring everything together in editing. That is basically how I created this stick figure animation that gave me over 2,500 followers on Instagram. So if you have any question, drop them in the comments and I will do my best to actually reply them. Make sure you subscribe and I'll see you on the next one.